Hello, everyone, and welcome to Speed Gaming. We have the next match of the Metroid Prime 2 Echoes Randomizer Tournament of 2022 on your screens. And it's this time is between Captain MD and CalumChis. My name is Doris, and I am joined by Nomad. Nomad, how are you?
I'm doing quite good. I'm excited for yet another Echoes race in this tournament. I think we're in the last round of Swiss bracket, right?
Yeah, they either do 5 or 6. I can't remember which way around it is this time around.
Yeah, I think based on the challenge bracket, we are up to round 5 out of 5, and both these runners are 2 and 2.
Yes, that means it's all on the line for both of them.
Yeah, it's going to be quite exciting. We have just a couple of runners' agreements for this race today.
Yes, so the first one being multiplayer pickups are enabled, so I'm gonna assume that that means like double damage, unlimited missiles, cannonball, that type of shenanigans.
Yeah, I believe so. I think that that's one of Captain MD's regular requests is to get those in. It's always a little interesting to see the double damage, how it affects decisions around boss fights, and then just nice quality of life around unlimited beam ammo and unlimited missiles. No longer have to worry about those last set of seekers.
The good old unlimited annihilator spam is a good one. It's a favorite of mine.
Yeah. And then the other one was no out of bounds in Sky Temple grounds, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Captain had to make a clarification on that just to confirm that it is no out of bounds in the entirety of Sky Temple grounds, but any other location is perfectly fine to do it.
Yep. It looks like we are getting started in just a few seconds. Um, I think the no out of bounds in Sky Temple grounds is probably mostly targeting those out of bounds tricks to get to Sky Temple Gateway and read the hints early without supers or seekers, but we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I remember from the Cross Game Cup tournament that that did play a part in a couple of matches.
And it looks like our very first item is going to be a progressive grapple. So we've got good odds of a sub 10-minute screw attack yet again. And space jump in portal access A.
This is just a free seed. We should get a new one.
Don't say that. There's many things that could go wrong with this. So we're just going to have a pretty typical start for this tournament, heading into the fight with Dark Alpha Splinter. Unfortunately, no beams, no missiles, no power bombs, so they're just going to have to do this with straight up charge beam.
It is a bit of a long fight, but it does help you de-rust if you've not played the game for a while.
Mm. So I know we've had some interesting appearances in this tournament so far. The first few rounds had couple quads, decent amount of Amorbis. Later rounds had quite a bit of Chica as well. Is there anything you're particularly looking forward to seeing on this, Thoris?
I'm a fan whenever a major boss decides to throw a curveball.
Mm, or a boost ball?
Or a boost ball too, because sometimes that can be quite a nasty item and can be in some nasty locations.
Mhm. They've got Captain with a very small lead here. Up, and of course,
Speaking of that
there's
screw
screw attack.
attack,
You know, we had progressive grapple enabled for this tournament, in the hopes of slightly slowing down the rate at which people got grapple, or screw attack rather, but don't think it made that much of a dent.
that lovely Seekers in that.
Oh, Callum? Interesting. Using Z-axis screw attack inside of the morph ball section here. I wonder what's this leading to? Never seen this before.
So I believe the item was seeker missiles.
Yeah. Yep, definitely looks like it, but I'm just curious about what sort of trick Callum was trying to pull off there.
Usually, if it's screw attack related, it's usually something to do with it being out of bounds.
I wonder if there's like a bonk into a forced morph or something like that here. Oh, there's an E-tank for Captain in Temple Assembly site. It's no help there in terms of unlocking things, but definitely very welcome to get those first 2 or 3 E-tanks, especially without any suits.
Yeah,
If
definitely opening part of Echoes is the dangerous part until you start getting some energy reserves.
Yeah, especially if you have to go into the Dark Pirate fight in order to unlock Portal to Dark Aegon. Was that a missile-related upgrade there on the first key bearer hit?
It was indeed.
Okay, so that's not anything of note. There is Amber Translator. That's very nice going into Aegon because you can get hints right off the bat. The missile launcher is in Temple Ground somewhere. My guess is going to be GFMC Crate, but it's a decent number of other locations where it could show up.
Tends to be a very safe bet that that's where it turns up.
That said, if we find bombs here, it could be comm area, Hive Chamber B. We'll have to see. We do know that we're getting space jump very shortly, and we're not going to have too much else to do here without the missiles. Also, without missiles, we're not able to knock down the bridges, so Captain having to do a Z-axis screw attack trick here in order to be able to climb.
Yeah, got up the first edge with no issues, but this second one is being a bit fussy.
Giving a little bit of time for Callum to catch up, but we'll see how Callum fares with the same trick. Ah, there we go. Captain has cleared the second and the third hurdle.
And it looks like
First
Callum
hit.
has chosen to skip that energy tank.
Light beam is in GFMC compound. Interesting. So that could be on top of the ship, which will slow down the Jump Guardian fight a little bit. But I suppose we'll have to see when they make their return in order to do the GFMC loop. Let's see. Apologies, just an NSJ screw attack, not necessarily a Z-axis screw attack here. And there's our space jump boots. We're able to get a hint here, but unfortunately not able to access Dark Aegon just yet. Oh, joke hint.
Looks
Now
like
we
we're
can go
onto
back.
Bomb Guardian.
Actually, isn't there a missile door on the way there?
Good
So we're
point.
not able to access that just yet, but we do have sand cache. Oh, and it looks like Captain's going for another E-tank. Again, never hurts this early. Spider Ball is 4 rooms away from Warrior's Walk. Exactly 4. Oh, and here's bombs. That opens up quite a bit for us now. So 4 rooms away from Warrior's Walk. I suppose that opens up in cache 4, is that the dark beam locked room?
There's definitely an in-cache that is dark beam locked. I'm very sure number 4 is in the mining plaza, or the dark mining plaza.
Yeah. I see. Thanks, Zeno. Trial Tunnel, Crossroads, in cache 4. Is there anything in Dark Labs that would open up?
I mean, we need missiles to get to Dark Labs, don't we not?
That's true, but this is for Spider Ball, so it could come very much later in the seed. I think Dark Oasis is off the table. I think it has to be in the first half of Dark Aegon here. I believe that's a cheeseburger up on the ledge here, Crossroads. So that's one of our locations crossed off. Captain going to go ahead and do the Jump Guardian fight. At this point, our runners could go back and investigate temple grounds a little bit more, but it definitely makes sense to do the Dark Aegon loop here, check off a couple of the minor bosses, maybe go back and fight Bomb Guardian as well. That way they can do the Dark Missile Trooper check and the GFMC ship check.
Yeah, especially with that hint that was saying that the light beam is in the GFC MC, so it would make sense to kill Jump Guardian just in case it turns out to be the ship check.
Yep.
We could also go pick up our secret launchers now that we have bombs, and we're also given that hint there was a missile launcher somewhere in Temple Grounds.
That's very true. Yeah, we're picking up quite a bit of momentum early on here. The light beam, seekers, bomb, screw attack, space jump. Of course, now we have a little bit of a slowdown with Jump Guardian, very large health pool of about 1100 if I remember correctly, and of course with no light beam and no missiles even, that's just going to be a whole bunch of charge shots. This probably goes without saying at this point in the tournament, but for anyone just sort of tuning in to one of their first Echoes races, here's Jump Guardian. It was actually there the whole time, just not visible, but still attackable. So Captain MD was able to whittle down its HP and make a very short actual fight out of this. Reward is a missile expansion, and because they do not require the main missile launcher in order to use missiles, that opens up even more checks. So Captain can proceed to the broom closet here, trial tunnel, see what's there.
Yep, one of our possible locations for the Spider Ball.
I feel like this has been a Dark Aegon key quite a bit recently. Oh, that is Spider Ball. Okay, so that's that nice and early. There's not really that many places to use it just yet, but with Light Beam coming up, as soon as we get power bombs, that's going to enable the Spider's treasure area of Sank.
It's definitely nice to have.
Yes. And then being able to potentially reach as far as main gyro.
An early play into Sanka is definitely not something I've seen in a seed recently.
Yeah, I think the requirement of main PBs has definitely affected that, where it's much more of a premium to be able to get both light beam and power bombs early on. All right, and we have our first red key here. And it's a Dark Aegon key. So still no hints as to what our bosses hold for us. But we do have access to Aegon Temple and the Energy Controller, which will give us yet another hint. Calum saving here might just be a safety save, might also be a sign of a reset back to start. Nope, just a safety save. Probably wants to get that Bomb Guardian out of the way, make a more thorough loop of Temple Grounds.
I did see Callum go back to Junction Site and pick up that item after picking up the Spider Ball, which I don't remember seeing Captain do.
Oh, Captain peeked it, and it was just a missile expansion, if I remember correctly. All right, Captain's got 2 missiles, which is still enough for a 2-cycle here. Oh, going for the screw attack method. Wow. Very solid hit on that.
And that's how you screw attack Bomb Guardian. just takes them out.
Oh, and here's main PBs. Well, there you go. We can go back at our light beam, and then early Sank is definitely an option. Could even do Sand Canyon. We have yet another E-Tank. Very generous with the E-Tanks this early. I'm sure the runners are quite happy to see those. Tumos is just a missile expansion, so we will not need to return the Sank energy.
I think after seeing like main power bombs, light beam being accessible and Spider Ball, you're probably being very grateful for the amount of energy tanks you're going to have going into the Sanctuary.
Yeah. Oh, that was Emerald in mining station access, I believe.
Yep, it was, so we're only missing our Cobalt translator.
Betting our runners are feeling pretty good after seeing this. I know I'd be very happy to have this many E-Tanks and this many pieces of progression this early on. The only downside is the sheer number of directions they can go in. Oh, Callum has, I think, got a little too close to those Phazon canisters. Got very low on energy. Thankfully, got one of the priority golden drops, full E-Tank worth.
Nice to see we've got some divergence with Callum choosing to go into the labs, whereas Captain has returned to the temple grounds.
Yeah. think I'm slightly more in favor of the return to Temple Grounds because you do know that there's multiple pieces of progression, the Seekers and the Lights available to you here. I suppose the Lights don't make too terribly much of a difference in normal labs without some sort of beam to get into Dark Agon there, but still would be nice to have more of those in case you do find, for example, Dark Beam in this loop. Just a missile expansion, it looks like, here in Command Center. Oh, Callum turning around and leaving labs. All right, here we go. First of our checks in Temple Grounds. We've got Dark Missile Trooper and goodbye, Dark Missile Trooper. Just a cheeseburger.
That was a good return on investment. You lay a power bomb, you get a power bomb back.
There you go. Hype Key 2. So, nothing to rush back here for, but... Oh, Captain going to take a save warp here. Or perhaps just a safety save. Oh, safety save. I'm just wrapping up Bomb Guardian here. Gonna get his item. Be able to head back and clear out Dark Missile Trooper soon as well. Oh, Echo Visor for Captain. That could just be an innocuous pickup that we might use later down the line, or it could mean... I guess there's not too much that's accessible from here other than Mining Plaza. I didn't get a good look at what was up there from either of the runners. So I'll have to see if that plays into the seed. Reliquary has a beam-related upgrade. It is probably unlikely, but possible for that to be our Dark or Annihilator, if I remember correctly. So we should just need Light Suit and Seekers, and then some sort of Dark World access in order to get there.
Yeah, we would need one of the beams to open the portal.
Right, and Crate has Missile Launcher, sure enough.
Yeah, leaves the light beam on top of the ship, which was definitely the smart play to take down Jump Guardian.
Ah, Captain activating Echo Visor. Not sure if that was just for fun or if that was for lag reduction. Morbus is a light ammo expansion. All right, that is probably a big relief now that we've already gotten one of those keys. And with how often a Morbus has factored in with a major item during our races.
Yeah, Marcus is one of the, I would say, weakest of the bosses, but then again, there's not a lot of love for Chica.
Hmm. Was that a suit up there in Grand Wind Chamber? I saw a red glow on it, but it seemed a little too large to be a missile. I could be wrong.
It looked like a suit, but it's like, I think it was spinning to be sideways with us as we were getting a look at it.
Mm. All right, there's our second Dark Aegon key. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's something important. Captain trying to do the trick to be able to do this without having to complete the very slow and tedious puzzle that you would normally have to do in this room. Oh, very well done there. Oh no, it's just oh, is that unlimited beam ammo? Wow. First multiplayer pickup.
Definitely makes sense to pick that up now.
Yeah. Earlier on you find it, the more value you can get out of it. And in particular, since we only have one of our beams, collecting more ammo can be rather difficult. It's nice to be able to use it with impunity. Okay. Interestingly, Callum also stopping off in Hive Save Station, this time to do a warp to start, most likely to pick up those Seekers on his way down to TAS to continue the loop. We do have Emerald as well, so we can check both of the remaining items here in Sky Temple.
Yeah, it looks like we're about to have a high five.
Yep. Captain not going for the item, must have caught a quick glimpse of it on the way in, decided it's not worth it. Sure enough, just a missile expansion. Captain scanning the amber gate, but not lowering or moving the light block. Probably not planning on coming back this way from Torvis Quadrant. That's Seekers for both our runners now. Think we'll see Callum go retrace Captain's steps, go get the light beam and the main missile launcher. Captain's most likely going to head back to Aegon and investigate Sand Canyon. And I believe that's an E-tank in Mining Plaza. So if that's correct, then Amorbis is totally unimportant this scene.
I like how I usually get like 4 attempts to see what the mining plaza item is, and I can still not work out.
Yeah, I have to say props to Captain for giving us a nice solid look at that. I think this is one of the first times I've been able to spot it during race, especially with the restream quality for commentary booth here. There's light beam for Callum while Captain is about to crack open this pillar. And oh, is that Cobalt? It is. Okay, so that's all four they're all four translators, and that is excellent timing as Captain is about to head into Sanctuary and we'll be able to start reading hints straight off the bat.
Just need to find boost ball, and we can do everyone's favorite guardian.
Yeah. Oh, and there's Dark Beam.
Ah, that may push
Oh,
people away from Sanctum.
yep. Captain immediately changing course and probably headed over for Mineshaft. With Seekers can actually with Seekers, Light Beam, Amber, and Power Bombs can totally clear out that corner of Aegon. I have to say, this seed has been incredibly smooth so far. Still has a few opportunities to curse the runners, but opportunities are dwindling.
I did not get a good look at that item.
Mm. Me either. It's a little hard to tell with the scan visor brackets around it. Aggressive suit is exactly 4 rooms from an E-tank. Thanks, game.
I
So
hope
that's
people
only
became track of D-tanks.
14 different possible locations to start from and then figure out what's nearby. That could quite possibly be every single check in the game. Okay, with that little detour out of the way, uh, probably heading back towards Spider-Side Sank. To say that's not the most satisfying little dip there. Often the mining station B hint can be quite useful, but in this case, the hint and the items were not of much help.
I mean, we do still have a couple of checks in labs and dark labs to do first.
That's true. I'm curious to see if Captain's farming for a power bomb right now, it appears. So that could be in order to have a quick Dark Samus fight. Could be, yep, continuing on to Sank. I think it makes a lot of sense to just check these 3 items quickly before moving on into the labs loop, especially with Dark and Light Beam. Probably spend like a good 10 minutes over in the labs area. And if he happens to find supers here, that'll be nice. Doesn't have to abandon storage C. Boost will also make the sand processing check a whole lot easier. Doesn't have to do the tricks there in order to get up to the bomb slot. Seems like Hall of Combat Mastery was nothing too important. Oh, Callum has gone down to Torbis Quadrants, checking the hint here. Hive Temple keys are not particularly important. They will tell Callum potentially which keys he can safely ignore if he does see a red key in certain areas, but other than that, not much help. of. Not a hive key, but equally useless this seed.
Yeah, it was the third of our Aegon keys.
Yeah. Oh, and that's grab boost.
Just as well we got that early spider ball.
Yeah, and the early E-tanks as well. This is usually a little bit trickier to do if you've just come back from Hazing Cliff and you've only got one E-tank.
Yep, just don't get bonked by the ings.
Yeah. Still good though. And even gets a gold drop. Okay, so we still have a Cobalt hint to read in here. Pika is guarding the double damage. Okay, I don't think our runners are going to be going for that. Double damage can save you a little bit of time, but not that much time.
It's probably the one fight you actually want double damage for.
Yeah. Although I feel like the majority of situations where I've seen Chica runners have preserved Cannonball for that. So I think double times the absurdly large number that Cannonball provides is still going to be a one-frame kill. That said, I guess the first part, I think probably the area that's like the least fun about Chica is the first phase is just such a damage sponge. But don't have to worry about that either this seed.
So it looks like we've only got one opportunity, and that's quad to play the curveball.
So we'll have to check for Hive Temple hints. This Tumos is already done for. Captain using Screw Attack method to fight Dark Samus. Wow, one-shots.
Just as effective as a power bomb.
Yeah. That is, seen some very good use out of Screw Attack for boss fights so far out of Captain. And here's an SDK. This also has the nice benefit of reloading this room here, main reactor, so we can check what this item is. Looks like it has an orange glow around it, but it's kind of small. I would guess a missile.
I was going to say that's a missile expansion, yep.
Okay, and Callum has gotten pretty close. Not likely to see a high five in the next few minutes, but gonna pick up his dark beam. Right, Captain taking a save there. I wonder if he's going to attempt the out of bounds to look at storage C here. I don't think it's super likely, but it is a possibility with Screw Attack to be able to just use the Morph Ball Tunnel to get out of bounds and see what's in there. Getting out without supers is a whole different matter, so we'll see. Oh yeah, Captain did not check the Dark Oasis hint, which honestly I don't particularly blame him for not checking that. You know, the odds of Dark Oasis actually having an item are fairly low, and he may be exiting through that area as well. At the very least, he'll end up in the same room coming out of Dark Labs, because that's where the portal is.
Yeah, if he's not planning on leaving through the front door, you'll be able to scan it on the way out.
Pirates have apparently been stocking up on missiles.
Download did give us that hint for Dark Oasis, and it's a missile-related item.
Mm.
Or upgrade.
Oh, is that a suit in... Ah, yeah. Yep, suit. Command center here.
Callum also confirming for us that the item at the back of the reactor was, in fact, a missile expansion.
Ah, and Captain has not done the fighting here, so has to either trigger the fight or go back through the upper doors and go through the lower door in order to be able to access that suit. Oh, or trigger the cutscene here. All right, we have Dark Suit. So that will make Dark World traversal even easier, but that also means that our runners are no longer vulnerable to Inkclaws. So that means Plane of Dark Worship is available. We can get through to Torvis through the normal way. So I shouldn't necessarily say normal. Normal is quite different when it comes to these races. The original intended way.
Yeah, with those zippers, though, I don't tend to think Torvis is an option, but I keep forgetting you can do quite a lot of it.
Yeah. Especially with Emerald.
We also have Seekers to get rid of some of those pesky locks.
Get more missiles and doomed entry. And oh, supers in Battleground. That's super convenient because now I can check Warrior's Walk. Callum close behind, picking up Dark Suit will likely be 2-3 minutes, I want to say, catching up to where Captain is now. Oh yeah, you can do just about all of Torvis, I think. Still missing Boost Ball. So that's an important factor. But yeah, could go down to lower Torvis now, even have Grab Boost to make that a breeze. Although my guess is that the first thing our runners are going to be doing now with both supers and seekers is checking hits, knowing whether they even need to go into Torvis.
Yeah, knowing where your keys are is going to save you a lot more time than just randomly guessing checks.
Yeah. Captain having a moment of indecision. I don't blame him after getting so many items, just so many places to go, but believe this will be the shortest path. Can use the save station here, warp to start, go down the elevator, get hints. Oh, but wants to check in cache 4. That's right, we didn't have Dark Beam the first time we were here.
It is a free check and it is on the way to the save station, so you're not losing too much time.
Yep. Calum taking the easy way through the fight with the Warrior Ing here, just letting the safe zones do all the work. More Power Bomb. Power Bombs solve most problems. And there's supers
If
for
you can't
Calum.
screw attack it, then use the power bomb.
Yep. Oh, interesting. Captain going back towards Dark Labs. Perhaps not wanting to isolate Storage C, or there's not too much else to check in there.
Yeah, I'm curious to what they're thinking.
Yeah, there is still sand processing and in cache 2 back here, so there's a few reasons to come back later. Finish off the checks. And now Captain gets the key bearer hint here. Calum just a few rooms away. I believe made up a good amount of time with I don't think Calum checked the mineshaft section of the map there, and that allowed him to make up some time since there is nothing of importance. Oh, yep, and we have Captain headed back towards Storage C.
Yeah, Callum also chose not to go into Sanctuary yet, so the only thing they're missing from that would be the gravity boost.
Yeah. So that could be a little bit of a time sink to have later, but for now, they do have the ability to go check hints nice and quickly. Storage C is just a refund for the missiles to open it. Ooh, Captain trying to dodge the Metroids in here and falling down. Oh, nice. And starting a screw attack just before that cutscene triggered so you wouldn't get a hug. It's okay. They came back for it later. So we found 2 STKs so far. Want to speculate on where the other ones might be?
Yeah, that'd be kind of hard. We've not seen Torvus at all. We've only seen a couple of checks in Sanctuary. We've not seen anything of Sky Temple grounds.
That's true.
There are still a number of checks that we have access to, we don't have access to.
Yeah,
I think
this
also
many
there's still
items,
a couple of
it's
trolley ones left as well.
yeah, this many items, it's easy to forget that hasn't even been an hour yet. But if I had to guess, I'm going to say that the majority of the remaining keys are going to be in Torvis and Dark Torvis, because that just seems to be the way that Randovania works. And then I'm going to guess at least one in Cat West or ATS. Maybe one on Spider Guardian.
Yeah, Cat West I remember being very popular for Sky Temple keys.
Mhm. Yeah, interesting. Callum's back in Dark Aegon. Oh, probably to go to Incash 4.
Yeah, it was just a beam ammo for Dark Beam in the end
Yeah,
cache.
not super useful now that we have unlimited beam ammo. Well, actually, did Callum pick that up? Let's see here. Did
No,
not.
Callum did
Okay,
not.
that beam ammo might be marginally relevant. This seed has been extremely generous so far. So you can see from the trackers, 50 minutes in, we've nearly got full trackers at this point, almost exclusively from Aegon and Temple Grounds.
Yeah, just a visor, boost ball, one of those suits, but you can usually get away with not getting the second one, and then wherever our Annihilator beam is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was, of course, the 2-minute screw attack.
It's also a little bit ironic that they did a runner's agreement to not do out of bounds here in Sky Temple grounds, and then the seed was like, "Oh, you don't want to do that? I'll just hand you all the items you need instead." Okay, here we go. Sky Temple key hints. Got 7 to read here. Corvus Lagoon. Okay, that's no problem with gravity boost. Under Transit 1. Just takes a little time to get to. Sank Energy Controller, not a problem. Under Temple, 50-50 chance of having to fight Power Bomb Guardian. Cache A, that's going to be real easy. Torvis Grove, also real easy. And Watch Station Access. Okay, that is super free. Okay, so I was slightly off with the guess of ATS or Cat West, but we're not too far away from that. We've got Sync Energy Controller and Watch Station Access practically next to each other, so we just need to make a trip up to the top of Sanctuary. And
Yeah, and then the
then,
rest of them are in Torvis.
yeah, I believe we're in go mode, right? None of those should require boost ball. Wow. Okay, well, as Captain likes to say, Cetus Freus. This is going to be a pretty quick mop-up, I think. You just have to make the loop through upper Torvis and then down into lower Torvis, do a little bit of dark lower Torvis, and then head over to the top of Sank, and they're all done. Wow. Quite the change of pace. There's some very wild seeds that have been happening in the past week or so. A little refreshing to see a nice quick one.
It's quite beneficial. I think the last time I joined up to commentate a Metroid Prime match, it ended up being a nightmare logic seed where Chica was holding one of the keys.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the first sub 2-hour race that I've ever commentated or tracked for. Oh, Captain out of missiles here needs to farm off the War Wasps. Conveniently placed by the developers.
It's almost like they knew you might run out of missiles.
That's a point from chat that Calum does not have grab boost, but with air underwater, shouldn't have too much trouble grabbing this. And then being able... Actually, we don't really need grab boost for lower Torvis. Definitely makes things faster, but should be able to get there through other means. Down to Under Temple.
Under Temple is the Dark World version, right?
Yeah, that's where Powerbomb Guardian is. Now, there's also a chance that it's up on the Screw Attack ledge, but we'll have to see when we get there. But yeah, that's basically Dark World version of where you'll find Alpha Block.
Yeah, I am terrible with the names of Metroid Prime rooms, and then Retro did not make it easy by going, oh, here's Encash A, B, C, and D.
Yeah, storage A, B, C, and D, which are mostly in the reverse order of how you would actually encounter them naturally. In caches 1, 2, and 4, if I remember correctly. So many mining-related rooms, including one with no mining equipment. I guess most of them have no mining equipment, for that matter. I think Captain making quick work of the pirate fight in Torvis Temple in order to unlock that barrier preventing him from getting to lower Torvis. Gathering up a few missiles. Gonna need those for Seeker and Super Locks. Now
It
head
is rather
down.
strange there's just an invisible barrier there stopping you getting through the door.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. We've got slight detour to Grove to make. That'll be fine. Got Emerald. Don't need to actually boost in that room in order to get the item. Just need the power bombs. Captain not even checking underground tunnel. I guess we know it's not required progression this time. That's a good point. It'll be interesting to see whether, because Captain's going to have to go to Upper Dark Torvis, or... No, wait, he doesn't. Oh, for Cache. That's right. Could potentially go for Cache and then use the little trick to get out of bounds near the cache in order to go to Lower Torvis more quickly.
Yeah, because the elevator room still exists as its full room, even in the Dark World. so you can drop from the top to the bottom.
It's very interesting how they made the Dark World rooms in this, especially with like the fact that was it Abandoned Base still has the doors that the Path of Eyes would, but it doesn't have adjacent rooms for all those doors. I feel like Randomizer and all the tricks that people have picked up, both for Randomizer and speedrunning, have shed so much light on just how they developed all of this. Very interesting. Oh, Morph Ball system is in Defiled Shrine. I suppose that would be where Boost is. Oh, or Cannonball. Captain managing to dodge the red key as he knows that will be unnecessary for this seed. All right, here's our cache A key. Runners very close together. Granted, Callum still has to go pick up the SDK in Torvis Grove. We could very well have finishes within 2-3 minutes of each other.
Yeah, both of our runners are just running around getting the last of the Sky Temple keys, so Captain has a slight advantage, but it's not a lot considering how close the keys are.
Yeah, that's true. It's a lot of this is going to come down to execution now that they've got their path laid out for them. Okay, Captain saving, most likely going to do the trick down here in order to get to Dark Lower Torvis without having to transition back to the Light World. Makes a lot of sense since it needs Under Transit 1 and Under Temple. After that, can just switch back to the Light World, take the elevator up into Sank, go up to the top, collect the last 2 keys, warp to start, fight the final bosses. Easy peasy. Yep, here's the out of bounds. Waiting for Cache B to load. It is, can drop down now. And there we have it. Under Temple Shaft. Needs to get back in bounds now. Alright, Callum getting an ammo refill, might be following suit shortly. Does need to still get the Torvis Grove though. So maybe planning to head back to Light World, pick that up, and then get down to Lower Torvis the normal way. Oh, here's Dark Visors in Cache B. That actually is a little bit of an advantage for Callum. We'll make the Dark Samus 3 fight, slightly easier potentially. Granted, you can still use missiles to trigger her shield and figure out approximately where she is in order to screw attack. Okay. Captain picking up the STK in Under Transit 1. Oh, whoa. Callum just got Light Suit from Portal Chamber.
As much as it reduces the strain of Dark World energy, is it really worth going out of your way for it?
It's a good question. I'm also a little interested in why Callum didn't do the out of bounds here in order to get back into the light world. Maybe just doesn't deem it worth the investment to do that. Oh, hasn't gotten cachet yet. That's why. See, that'll be interesting. I feel like the items that Callum's found here by not strictly keeping to go mode might help a little bit, but I don't know if they're actually worth the time investment.
Yeah, Callum is still doing checks. But then again, Callum didn't check the hints, did they?
Oh, you mean the emerald ones?
No, did Callum do the Sky Temple key hints, or was it just
Oh,
Captain?
yes. Yeah, he did.
So I can only imagine he's maybe looking for gravity boost, but again, if you could do it without it.
It's true. Nope, that's a red key up there on the screw attack ledge, so looks like we're going to have to fight the Dark Alpha Sporb here.
Unfortunately, not the key we were looking for.
Yeah. And no boost ball to speed this along. Not a big problem. This makes it a little bit more annoying, especially with the Powerbomb Guardian doing this. Oof, Captain getting bullied. Okay, I think that's finally a favorable setup. Yeah.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
the range on
Callum
those
taking...
power bomb explosions.
yeah. Well, at least they don't delete you in one shot. Okay. Callum doing the Torvus Temple fight. Almost done with it. Just got its last pirate. And there we go. Yeah. Wonder if Callum's just hoping to stumble across gravity along the way. This energy controller check shouldn't be necessary. Not reading the hint, though. Huh. Well, that's 7 STKs for Captain. Just needs to go to the Sanctuary Energy Controller and Watch Station Access. Then has a nice convenient save station, a couple rooms away from that. Warp to start and fight bosses.
Yeah, overall a very, very quick seat.
Yeah. Is Captain going to warp to start, or is this just a safety save? I imagine that it would be faster to transition to Light World and use the elevator up to Torvis, or to Sanctuary, but could be wrong. Okay, that's just a safety save. STK5 for Callum. Just needs to collect the 2 from Lower Torvis and the 2 from Sank now. Well, since we've got a little bit of downtime now, always good opportunity to give a shout out to the runners here for putting on this great show for us. Make sure to check out their channels, subscribe, follow, watch their content.
Appears the chat bot is taking a break. And Callum picking up their 6th key, so just a Power Bomb Guardian away, and then they'll be equal on keys again.
Meanwhile, Captain transitioning to Dark World here in their main research, going to use Screw Attack to be able to get up to ATS and then transition back to the Light World. So it just needs to make a quick stop in watch station access and in sync energy controller, and that should be it. Free cheeseburger, a little snack to go. Going to use this portal over here as he's not unlocked the gate around the one in ATS, or the Light World version of ATS. All right, key 8 for Captain. Meanwhile, Callum is fighting Bomb Guardian. Gonna get his 7th key.
You forget how close together these keys are in Sanctuary.
Yeah. And there's STK number 9 for Captain. Ah, not paying his respects to O'Lear, but in a hurry. Understandable.
Realize that the jet seed needs to get going.
And that's key 7 for Callum. Nice. Captain jumping on top of the Resbit shield in order to get enough height to go over the barrier here. Oh, interesting. So Captain doesn't have boost in order to lower the wall here. Has not been on the other side to do the puzzle. Gonna try and fall down, I suppose. I thought there might be a way to jump on top of the energy ball in the middle. Maybe that's from the other side.
Nope, might just have to take the long way back to the save point.
Yeah, thankfully it has the spare time to be able to do this. It's gonna be a bit of a trek though. Gonna have to either go back to the lower Torvis save station or go to the entrance and fight Quentin in order to access that one. There we go. Nice use of screw attack. Since it didn't have boost in order to stop the quad spinning that way. It's now at the save station. One last safety save. Can now warp back to start and get headed towards the final bosses.
So we're looking 125 for getting into Sky Temple.
Pretty darn good for a lot of the races we've been seeing this tournament. Oh, Callum's out of power bombs. I was wondering why it turned around instead of moving on to Sank, but yeah, it needs the ammo to do so. Ugh.
That is not a problem you want to run into.
No, especially not when you're in go mode with this jetty of a seed. With Captain entering Sky Temple, maybe that Callum gets to the final bosses right when Captain finishes. But we'll have to see. After picking up some last ammo, power bombs greatly speed up Emperor Ring too.
Yeah, we don't have any of our usual weaponry. We don't have Annihilator Beam, we don't have Sunburst.
That's true, but we do have supers for the first phase. We have power bombs for the second phase, and then, of course, good old screw attack for everything else. See if Captain can get the one phase on Emperor Ring 1 supers. Ah, just missed it.
There's always that one tentacle.
Yep. Just wants to play jump rope before going into phase 2. There we go. Got 2 power bombs to work with here. Oh, looks like it missed those first tentacles there.
Yeah, they went in just a little bit too fast before the power bomb got to them.
Managed to hit 4 of them on that one, though, quite nicely. Now it's on to Emperor 3, who's got a hidden second hitbox underneath the first one. Just vulnerable to screw attack. Already down below half health, nice and quick. Captain running a little low on health, though. Thankfully, I believe gets a refill here. Should be good for the final fight with Dark Samus.
It comes down to how well does Dark Samus want to play.
Mm. Captain opting to use unlimited dark ammo as opposed to attempting to screw attack here. Stun locking using the normal missiles. Doing pretty well so far, down to about a third health. Keep this up, should be done very shortly. Oh, there she is. Just one more round, and there we have it. That is time for Captain. Looks like a final race time time of 1:27 flat. Well done, Captain. GG.
Yep, GG. A very fast seed indeed.
Looks like Callum is continuing up to 8 keys. Just needs the last one from Sync Energy Controller. I just want to finish this out since got so close to the final bosses.
Yeah, just a key away and then access to the Sky Temple.
So let's see. Hopefully we'll get Captain in here for a little bit of post-race discussion. Oh, and here we have him. Welcome, Captain. GG.
Thank you, GG.
GG, Captain.
I have been sweating so hard for the last 30 minutes, you have no idea.
Oh yeah, that was an incredibly quick seed.
It was, although I'm about to see in about a minute in my credits where boost was, because the story of this seed can very well be titled No Boost, All Routing Problems.
Yeah, there was a hint for a morph ball system in Defiled Shrine, if I remember correctly.
Yes, Defiled Shrine.
And I just saw Dark Visor too. I think it was in Cash B. I was doing it right as I did Cash B Chasm. Let me tell you, Cash B Chasm was coming in clutch today.
Oh yeah, that probably saved you a decent amount of time of having to go back to Light World and then back to Dark World again.
Yeah, I see. Looking on the restream now, I see CalumChis is just wrapping up too. Wow, this was a close race.
Oh yeah. Um, I want to say Callum's probably going to be finishing in about 6 minutes or so. So yeah, all in
And
all, pretty close.
yeah, and I just saw Cannonball was in Poison Bog. Well, that would have been nice to have. Where was the second suit?
It was in Portal Chamber.
Portal Chamber,
Portal.
yep.
Oh, so it was actually free. I just waltzed right by it because at that point I was in go mode.
Yeah, and Callum actually managed to get both of those, did a bit more thorough of a scan of Upper Dark Torvis before heading down.
Yeah, I think what I did was I'm really happy about my early game because first thing I did was I was hoping to get bombs early so that way I can get Jump Guardian first so I can get GFMC ship because first of all, screw attack on Alpha Splinter. That's why I had to laugh in the race time room a little bit.
Mm.
For another, seeing the light beam hint and knowing about Screw Attack and Amber Translator, immediately my mind defaulted to, okay, this is one of those seeds. It's literally just Missile Launcher and GFMC. It's possible we got a double whammy. I should probably kill Jump Guardian before going to the ship, and that paid off big time.
Definitely.
Especially walking into I think what also helped was I didn't take too long to get to super missiles because they were in a rude spot, and at that time I was contemplating doing a loop around Sanctuary after Graviboost and Spider's Treasure.
Yeah, and it actually turned out that Sank was almost entirely empty. It had a couple of STKs and not much else.
Yeah, this is a really low intensity seed for a change for once. You know, not needing light suit the whole time like I normally do. Ugh.
But yeah, all in all, it was really well done. I think you and Callum followed pretty similar routes. You did the mineshaft loop while Callum skipped that, so you're kind of like catching up to each other periodically, but your overall efficiency, I think, kind of saw you through.
Yeah, I'm just really glad I didn't miss super missiles because that would have been that's a pretty bad spot for super missiles right in front of a super's door in
Yeah.
general. But I'm really glad I didn't need because there were a lot of things that could have made this seed really bad, like Dark Visor, Annihilator, or Boost Ball Boost Ball being where it was. Where was it again? Defiled Shrine. Given that I noticed Dark Visor right before I left, did Cash B Chasm. It wouldn't have been the worst in the universe, but ugh, I'm actually really glad we didn't need those today. But I'll tell you, that endgame routing was a nightmare without Boost Ball. Having Gravity was pretty much a godsend because it let lower Torvis be less of an issue. But no boost, meaning I had to go... I really wanted to use the main gyro save station, but I didn't know a good way around the gyro.
Oh yeah,
I
it looked like
recall
you
it...
were trying to screw attack a little there.
Yeah, I've heard of a way it could be done, but I think unless you have Cannonball, there's no way to do it.
Yeah.
And at least no easy way to do it. I've seen a screw attack method done, but I just don't know it. I tried to go for it at the last second, but I figured at that point, I was like, okay, forget about it. I'm just going to go around. At first, I thought the closest save station was going to be in the top of Lower Torvis, but then I forgot. Then I remembered Reactor Core.
Yeah, and it looks like Callum ended up taking that same route as well. It is really awkward not having that boost ball to lower the door main gyro.
Yeah, because there is literally no other good way around it besides fighting Spider Guardian, which I wasn't about to go do without a boost ball anyway, so... shoutouts to all translators nice and early. I do appreciate that.
Oh yeah, you got Cobalt just before Spider's Treasure.
Yeah, it was in a great spot. I figured after Light Beam, it's like, okay, let's do Sand Canyon to Spider's Treasure to labs, since that's probably the most dense I can do. Then I get Dark Beam in Vent Area, and it's like, okay, quick loop around for Mining Station B, since I can do all of that. Which ended up being nothing, but that's okay. Also, shoutouts to a progressive suit being 4 rooms away from an energy tank. Great
Yeah, there's
hint.
only 14 possible things, and then you have to figure out everything that's 4 rooms away from that.
I'm trying to think which energy tank the game could have possibly been pointing to at this point, but I don't even remember where I got my first suit. Command center. So it had to be like Mining Station A. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, you did have all those E-tanks nice and early, so I imagine that must have been a comfort as well.
After Dark Suit, it was especially comforting. I picked up the MSA suit, E-Tank rather, mainly for just insurance, because I'm very used to Various Suit Dark World for extended periods of time. But shoutouts to the accidental parkour on the Beehive going from Mining Station A to Command Center, because that was entirely accidental. I just misangled my screw attack and just so happened to drop it on the Beehive.
Ah.
Yeah, Captain, you also jumped off a Grenchler and a Resbit shield. So you've been doing quite a lot of parkour today.
Yeah. Definitely, I feel like one of my better days.
Yeah, and your screw attacks as well on Dark Samus and on Bomb Guardian.
Yeah, Bomb Guardian is such a weird one, because Screw Attack is very inconsistent, but I swear your Screw Attack has to connect with the back end of Bomb Guardian as well.
Those that would make sense to open up its vulnerable point first. But yeah, you got like 80-85% health down just on the first screw attack there.
I think that ended up being just about as fast, if not just a tiny bit faster than the regular strat. Which I have to say I'm quite surprised at. I'm trying to think of what else in particular went down. Oh, I see Calum's having a tough time with Emperor 1 and just called it a day.
Yeah, that second phase, the shield just got in the way twice with the super missiles.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
Yeah, my EI 1 and 2 were pretty bad. EI 3 and Dark Samus 4 was pretty glad. I'm pretty glad I didn't get centered, because the strat I've just always been doing is, if her health is not low, is about the threshold, just make sure she throws up her shield before hitting with Dark Beam.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people using screw attack after throwing up the shield, but the dark beam seemed to work pretty well.
Dark Beam I find is just it's safe, for lack of a better term. Just in case your screw attack misses, or she flinches towards the center and you can't find her.
Yeah, I was a little worried there when I saw the 3 missiles in a row did not locate her.
Me too.
We are joined
but
for
we've got
Calum as well, so GG Calum.
GG.
GG. Well played.
Oh, my stream died just before we started. Literally, like a minute before the thing, my stream just died on my OBS. So we easily went, "Oh, are you ready?" I'm literally going, "No, I'm not," and then it just hit go. I'm going, "Ugh."
Oh, sorry about that.
So I was just in a blind panic that the first little bit. Like, okay, just go. Hopefully the stream's up. Someone will message me if it's not. So I've been frazzled the entire time.
Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. I wasn't going to do it any faster. and then I failed Emperor, so I just got annoyed. Yeah,
this ended up being a fairly jet seed if you were if you were willing to skip boost ball.
I didn't get boost ball. I was never picking up.
Yeah, it was in Defiled Shrine. It was pretty out of the way.
I knew it was there. She went, oh, it's there. Then forgot I didn't have Dark Visor. I went, okay.
Yeah, I ended up skipping Dark Visor because I did Cache B Chasm from Upper Torvus to Lower Torvus after the Cache A key, so I didn't even pick up Dark Visor.
I picked it up, done the loop.
Yeah, I think one gamble I think I'm very glad I didn't do is after Spider's Treasure, I was contemplating doing a lot of Sanctuary. I was thinking about doing the whole loop because there was a lot I could still do without Boost Ball, including Sank Energy Controller and Watch Station, but I decided against it because it wouldn't have been that efficient, and I think that worked out.
Yeah. I tried to get Seekers early because we could have got Seekers right away.
Yeah, Seekers were pretty early. I went back for them after I did Bomb Guardian. I took a big gamble, hoping that bombs would show up sometime early. That way, I could go to Jump Guardian and have GFMC ship available. Then I just got lucky when Jump Guardian dropped a missile tank when I was wrapping that up. So
yeah,
that was actually my first missile.
No, I didn't do it, but you know you can unmorph in the morph ball tunnel. For where the Seekers were, you can unmorph in there.
Interesting.
To bonk off the wall with the screw attack with no space jump, and you just do that twice. You just get to the top and you just morph ball there. I practiced that trick, couldn't pull it off.
Yeah.
I knew it was there. I went, okay, I can grab Seekers early. Just couldn't do it. And I went, and then I went, no, I'll just go. So I spent like a minute on it.
Yeah. The Emerald I will tell you what other thing was really convenient was Emerald Translator, because that was right around the time I was about to do the loop for GFMC, and then Emerald fell on my lap. It's like, okay, let's just get everything in Great Temple and route in Seeker missiles. Although I was safety saving a lot because of my crash last week against Gollop. So I was safety saving a lot. And pulling out Echo Visor in big rooms, just hoping, please don't crash, please don't crash, please don't crash.
Oh, I've been having stall issues because I'm streaming. I could tell that, but that's because an event happening today, so causing issues around here.
I see.
But yeah, no, to be honest, I had translators. I just found them useless. The only one I found useful was Amber and Violet.
Yeah, because I didn't scan a single Emerald, and I only scanned the Hall of Combat Mastery Cobalt Hint.
I scanned one that told me where Boost Ball was again.
Lol.
Yes, I know. I know it's there.
Yeah.
Morph Ball can be. I think it's overgrown.
It was Defiled Shrine had boost.
Yeah, I know it was the Defiled Shrine, but I'm talking about the hint. It's the
Path of Roots.
Path of Roots. That's it. Path of Roots one. That was the Morph Ball hint.
Yeah.
That was the Boost Ball hint. I'm going okay.
Fine. I think holding on to Gravity Boost out of Culling Chamber was also a big help because that made routing Lower Torvis at the end a little bit easier.
It didn't have that. I didn't. I don't need it. I can do the air underwater, go for the light beam, do the portal, and then try to go through. Then start forgetting portals. I eventually got to the point where I was just fried and went, I just don't know what I'm doing. So missing Emperor was just a thing that just caused me just to lose my mind. So I just physically just forfeited.
Well, now I'm going to sit here sweating for a little bit, looking at the challenge bracket to see if I made top 8.
Yeah, no, I actually think I was trying to work it out when I was doing it. I went, you have a shot, and I went, you have a shot. I'm pretty sure even if I won, I was out. So I was going, yeah, if I'm out, if I win and I'm pretty much out. I think I had only one. I could only come in 8th. Out of the logic, what I tried to work out in my head, and I went, yeah, I'd be out if I bet you. But even if so, I was kind of going, I want a close race, but I don't actually want to win. Because I'm going, I don't want to be in top 8. Well, it's a kind of a bad mindset to come into this race, but AK it was the thing of I wanted a fun race, and just hopefully everything and just complete it. I just got angry. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. see the top 8. I don't know who actually.
I think we are just waiting on one more race, and that
Yes,
is the race.
it's literally the race that just happened, an hour after we started. Yeah, so it started about a while ago. But yeah,
Yeah, so there's a race that's between Bash Prime and Interslice that's happening over on SpeedGaming 3 just now. But they are both fourth and fifth on the leaderboard.
yes, but I think one can get knocked, or one can. I think the 5th place person can get pushed down a bit. What AK is the thing? Because
Yeah,
the
so
record be
whoever
different.
wins that goes up to 4-1, and that means there'll be 4 people at 4-1, and then the remaining 4 will be worked out between the 3 twos.
Yep.
I have nothing else to say again, except well played once again, CalumChis.
Oh, that was just bad. I like the fact that I went into I went, oh, I know how to route this. And you know area train site, you know the portal. I went, oh, I'll go and look at the aisle. Then walked instantly out muscle memory into the portal. Forgetting the gate was down past the like aerial train site, the gate. Because I
Yeah.
was more focused on the E tank than actually what I was doing. I went, oh yeah, that's just completely lost me everything. It's like that should never happen. But yeah, I was just making stupid mistakes. But
Well, you
again,
still did quite well overall. Was a little bit behind, but a lot of your routing through just about the entire seed was pretty good.
yeah. Also, I've worked this out about the tournament seeds. I'm not sure if about all tournament seeds, but Sank is bare.
It has been pretty bare. Like, besides Gravity and Spider's Treasure, there was nothing besides a couple Sky Temple keys, and historically, I haven't been paying too many visits. Most of everything has been in
Yeah,
Torvis.
it's in upper Torvis really. Most of it, like dark and light upper Torvis usually. What my experience. Like you get the stuff so you can get into Torvis. Either you're going for the front, or you're going through the crash elevator. I'm just referring to it as that because everyone knows what it means when I'm saying it's called the crash elevator. So AK, that's literally thing. That was literally it. Was like either you're going for that door and then supers and or the other things you need are in there, and that's it. Then it's just go get your key hints, go get STK hints, and just go to Sank to get STKs. Because that's all I ever went to Sank to get really is STKs. In this tournament, I feel like maybe a few exceptions at Spider's Treasure, but yeah, that was pretty much the only thing I really want to say was Sank just feel bare. But yeah, thanks for the race.
Yeah.
I hope you make it.
Thanks. And again, GG.
GG. It's too warm.
Yeah, well, thanks to both of you for putting on a great race. Any last comments from either of you, or Thoris, if you have anything to say?
Not from me.
I've just realized that I hate entering one music.
Ah. All right. Well, I guess if that's it, then I think that's the end of this race. Once again, GG to both of you, and we look forward to seeing everyone else in the next race, which should be the start of brackets soon.